Okay, so it is time to put the legs back on this guy. So you may have noticed that I use a screw gun. This one happens to have a drill bit in it, but I use a screw gun, a drill, to take the screws out, but so far I've used a screwdriver to put them in. There's a reason for that. Even though many screw guns have the ability to have a variable torque on that, I don't always trust that. So I always go the manual route when putting the stuff in for something like this, because it's too easy to strip something out. So what I'm doing, I've grabbed a handle for my number 2 square bit, and I can now just put the legs on. So letter D to letter D, and to make sure that I get them in the right spot, I am going to screw the screws out just a little bit, and this allows me to put them just exactly in the same spot. There we go. Same spot that I took them out in. And I don't want any gap down here, so I'm holding it into place with just a little bit of pressure on the top as I screw this down. And so I've got that tight, so I'm going to back it off just a little bit so that I have a little bit of room to move the leg for the other screws, to make sure that I can get those in the right spots. Okay. Now these screws have what is called a shoulder on them. I'll pull one out here. So this shoulder makes sure that once it is engaged in the top piece, that I can freely move without stripping anything out here, and that way your head isn't being brought into the top piece on its own. It is freely spinning so that as it digs into what it's going into, it'll bring the two pieces together instead of keeping them at the same gap as if you accidentally put it together like this. It will bring the two pieces together instead of keeping them apart. So as you screw these together, you don't have to keep the leg and the table perfectly together, because it will bring itself into the right position as you get the screws tight. These don't have to be superhumanly tight, because you'll just strip things out. And so nice and snug, and that's not going to move anywhere.